Here we are, guys. Time for a war. Let's do it. 13 fights. First up on the docket is Havoc. This fight, come on. I have the Nim God. I'm not really worried about too much of anything. Decent placement, but if it was me, I would have placed this guy probably towards the end of the map or maybe on Boss Island. He does have power punctions, combat deja vu prowess. Again, nothing my rank 4, SIG, I think he's SIG 200. I'm not exactly sure, but he's rank 4. And that's all that really matters. He's in contender to go to rank 5. Still haven't decided when I'm gonna take him there, but my first rank 5 is gonna be Ghost anyway. So he's second on the list of going to rank 5 for tech anyway. So we'll see when we get there. But as you can see, large SP2 did do this guy in, and this fight is basically over. First fight down. So far, so good. Let's head on to the next fight, which is Rey Mysterio. I think that's his first name. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below if I'm right or wrong, but decided to go in here with the champion that everyone swears is broken. Everyone but me. I'm the one that thinks he's fine as is. I don't think he's broken. I think he's perfectly fine. So Hercules against a rank 7 Mysterio. Again, my Hercules is rank 5. He's SIG 200. So we're not in any real danger here. I did mistakenly throw that special right there. Shouldn't have done that, but he didn't punish me, so we're good. I just got to play this fight well. Got to make sure my inputs don't fail, and hopefully the AI is really nice with me. And as you can see, the AI is cooperating, and nothing too much I didn't really need to worry about. No annoying nodes. Bait out his SP2 and go in for the kill. Fight over. Moving on to the next one. Let's do it. So 2 for 2. Next up, we have Kitty Pryde. This is a decent fight, a decent placement. This is the first fight of 2 for Kitty Pryde. I faced her twice this war. I think she's a decent defender, but again, if you have Nimrod at rank 4, she's not that much of a good defender. All I do is remove her prowess and then launch a huge SP2, which literally melts her. This Kitty Pryde looks like she could be rank 4. I don't think she's rank 5. I felt like her PI would have been a little bit higher if she was rank 5, but who knows? I didn't place defenders and I'm not mad. And as you can see, one SP2 literally melts her. Fight already over. I'm loving the energy. I love when everyone has a bunch of mutants on their map. And speaking of mutants, we have the king of the mutants, Apocalypse. Next up on the docket, again, I go in here with Nim God and just do what I need to do. He does have Hazard Shift, Incinerate, and I could have used Torch, but I decided to go in here with Nim God because I felt like it would have been faster. Looking back, maybe I should have went in here with Torch because he does have an immunity to Incinerate, but again, we take some damage. As long as it don't cost me the fight, I feel like I made the right decision and things work out in my favor. I'll launch a big SP2, take some down below 50% health, which is good, but we still got to put up with these incinerates and these shocks that I am not the biggest fan of. But you know, what can you do? As long as I don't die, I feel like it was a decent choice. But again, I think Torch would have been the better choice in my opinion because he has incinerate immunity. So anyway, too late now to make that change. All we got to do, for me anyway, is play smart, make sure I land my parries and my heavies, and try to get patiently to an SP2. And you know, and while I was in this fight, I was thinking that Nimrod was shock immune, but he's not. As you can see, I'm more aggressive when I have the shock immunity versus anything else. But we get the fight down. It's going well. I'm liking the energy. So let's head on up. Next up, we have Misty Knight, and this fight, easy fight. I decided to go in here with Hercules and just melt it like I always do. She doesn't really have any annoying nodes. She has Scare Shift, Power Focus 2, and Bubble Shield. So decent nodes. I think this was an okay placement. I kind of missed the Mixmaster node that they had on like the mini bosses, but I'm glad I don't have to deal with it as much because everyone will put Korg on that node, and fighting Korg on Mixmaster was just a nightmare. And right here, after she throws her SP1, I was trying to get her to bait me and she didn't follow me. I threw my SP2 and she runs right into it. And I love when the AI does that. AI is fightingly overly aggressive, and when you have a Hercules, you're good. And I was trying to hit into a block right there, but I couldn't, but we got her down. That's all that really matters. Things are still looking good. And this is Kitty Pryde, the sequel. And again, same results as last time. Kitty Pryde, decent defender. This one actually looks like it could be a rank 5 in my opinion because he has a 38 PI. So this one might be a rank 5. But at the end of the day, that's not really going to matter because Nimgod, he melts almost every single mutant. Not as good as Ghost, but good nonetheless. So all I do here is wait until I get to my SP2, wait till I'm in the right protocol, and I'm just literally going to melt this girl with one SP2. Fight over. Wasn't even close. I like easy fights like that. I really do. Next up, we have everyone's favorite champion. Everyone selected him from the 7-star selector, which didn't make sense to me. I still want Emma Frost and Ant-Man. But Ebony Maw, he would have been my, if I got a 3rd selected, I probably would have selected Ebony Maw. But I didn't. And I don't have Ebony Maw, and I'm not mad about it. But I do have Torch, and he easily melts Ebony Maw. This fight was a little annoying, but not that bad. All I do is the medium light medium combo, get into my Nova Flame, and literally melt this guy. He's a decent defender, not right here though. So anyway, next up we have the notorious Dr. Doom, and I gotta admit this fight had me a little bit nervous. Doom, he's a tanky defender. I feel like he was definitely more of a challenge than Ebony Maw because he kept, for some odd reason in this particular fight, I just could not dex his SP1. I don't know why, I just couldn't dex it the way I'm used to dexing it, and he kept clipping me. He also has Limber, and he has that Unstoppable. So to me, this was actually pretty decent placement, especially in my hands because I just could not dex his special. I don't know what it was, and I started playing really passive. I'm thinking maybe I should have threw on a Nova Flame, but I was saving it for the final boss. But right here, I do slip up, and I get annoyed. I stay slipping up right there. I get clipped, and I throw my special. He's unstoppable, and he has a Zazarep. And look, he takes me down to nearly what 20% health. This fight was just bumpy. It wasn't my best performance, but we managed to get this guy down, and the incinerates do the rest. So close fight, but Torch was able to handle it. So next up, we have Titania, and actually, this is my first time fighting Titania in a war. This is an interesting fight. I'm not really familiar with her. I just know she doesn't gain buff, so I don't know why they put her on the unstoppable node, so I don't have to worry about unstoppable. And in this fight, I actually was backing up because I was like, she's about to go unstoppable, and then I realized she can't gain buff. So all she does is gain the passives, which I don't really need to worry about. I can just wait them out. And by the time she gets her Haymaker back, the fight will be basically over. So again, Hercules with what, 8 feats of strength? You're not stopping that guy. Come on. Y'all not gonna stop that guy. So things are looking good. I'm loving the energy. I'm just trying to be a little aggressive, and as you can see, it does cost me, but I threw my SP2, and of course, it is a worker arts. She did get her Haymaker back. Thought the fight would be over, but she doesn't get a chance to use it, so fight over. Nice try, Titania, but I had to send you to the recycling. Next up, we are on Boss Island. And I decided to go right because Sauron is up next. And for Sauron, even though he will have Safeguard on him in this particular fight, I have Nimrod, and I can just literally melt him with the shocks and the passive shocks. He does have Recovery and Safeguard. Those are the only 2 nodes I need to really worry about. The other one, Indomitable, I don't even know what that node is. It wasn't really a concern. I'm actually fought Sauron so much in Battlegrounds that I'm able to dex his special 1. So I'm not worried about his unblockable. This Sauron's also unawakened, so I don't even know what his unawakened ability does. Guess it doesn't really matter now. And right here, throw my SP2 and just melt this guy. Safeguard is not going to stop him there. This dude melts real quick too. So I love throwing Nimrod's SP2 against mutant champions. They just melt so quickly. I'm about to take Nimrod into the Abyss and see what kind of damage she can do against the mutants in there. I can't even think of what mutants are in the Abyss. Might need to go back in there. I haven't been in there in so long, but as you can see, another great fight. Fight over. Loving it. So far, so good. Haven't lost a single one yet. So the perfect season is still alive and well. So now I haven't done all the wars so far, so I couldn't even have a perfect season. But this fight to me, I'm thinking maybe I should have gone in here with Hercules looking back on this fight, because this fight just took unnecessarily long. It was just a really long fight. And that's because I can't gain power the normal way. He has to have a debuff, and he cycles between bleed immunity and poison immunity. So I don't understand the logic by putting eye bomb on this node. It doesn't really make any sense because you want him. Well, you want to defend as a defender. He gains more. Well, he's more powerful with his poisons on, but against a poison immune champ, doesn't really matter. But as you can see, it's going well. It's just a really slow slog of a fight. The goal is just to get to an SP2 so I can literally melt him. But only way I can gain power is if he has a debuff. And right now, as you can see, he's in this bleed immunity phase. And that means he's not going to gain as much poisons. And as soon as he gains to his he goes into the poison immunity phase, all his poisons go away and I stop gaining power. So I literally was just in this fight for an unnecessary long amount of time. But it doesn't matter. We're getting closer and closer to an SP2, and once we get an SP2, we're really going to melt this guy really quick, really efficiently, really easily. It's just such a slog getting there. It just took me forever to get to an SP2 because I can't really put a shock on him. And he's putting a bunch of petrifies on me. Doesn't really matter to the Nim God, but as you can see, fights is going on for an unnecessary long amount of time. But we get through it. It's just we gotta be patient. So we got to an SP2. It took us long enough to get there. I bait out an SP1, which is a beautiful thing. And then we're just gonna melt this guy. We're in our right protocol. We're gonna melt him with this SP2, and it's beautiful to see. That could have been over so quickly. Hey, polka dot power, just petty. But we got the fight down. That's all that really matters. And we're headed on to another annoying fight, which is Mr. Negative. And of course, I go in here with the one, the only Hercules, who everyone swears is broken. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand what makes him broken. But Mr. Negative has Bane and Limber. Again, nothing all that concerning, especially with Hercules at 7 feats of strength. We're not really worried about anything. And for some odd reason, I don't think I managed to actually skip over a lot of the node because it's Hercules. He's not broken. Throw an SP2 right here, and he ran right into it, and absolutely love when the AI does that. And my right there, fight over. Beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. And the last boss, well, the last fight is the boss, which is Rentra. And I went in here with the link nodes up, but I don't care because it's Torch. I did turn on my pre-fight, and that was all she wrote for this guy. Now, I will admit, even Torch with his pre-fight, Rentra is still a tank. He's, especially with his increased PI and health and attack, he's still a tank, but over time, Torch is just going to melt this guy. So my strategy here is literally to try to build up my Nova Flame, or build up my temperature to put as many Nova Flames on him as I can, so he can have a bunch of power strings to deal a burst of damage. It's just a long fight for an unnecessary amount of time. But we're doing good. This is the last fight in the war for me, and we managed to do it. I think next war I'm probably going to use different champions just because I don't feel like using the same champion. I feel like this team right here is just. This is a dominant team. Not many. There's not many counters I have that I can't counter with this team. Like Nimga, Hercules, and Torch. I can counter almost any and everything. Almost. Not everything, but definitely almost. So as you can see right here, we're doing good. Everything. I'm baiting out his SP1, and for some odd reason in war, their AI is so nice. This is not like the Battlegrounds AI. The Battlegrounds AI would not throw that special 1 or 2. They're waiting until they get to an SP3, but we're not in Battlegrounds, which I need to get back in there because I'm still 3 wins away from getting to Gladiator Circuit. Don't roast me too hard in the comments. I'm gonna get to Gladiator Circuit and I'm gonna finish top 8. I believe in myself. It's not too late. Season ends in what, 2-3 days? By the time this video comes out, I can do it. I can do it. I'm not giving up. But as you can see, things are still going well. Even though he's stun immune, doesn't really matter. I'm still going to be able to burst this guy down with the burst damage. And I managed to keep him under his charges so he doesn't go unstoppable passively. Threw a special right there as he was attacking into me. And we're just keeping it up. It's going well in my opinion. This could have gone really bad, but when you know you can't, I swear, when the AI knows that you can't parry, I feel like it plays more aggressively. But this AI has been cooperating the entire time, throwing that special ones and just playing the way I want him to play. So we're doing really well. And oh yeah, I didn't use any boost this war. Didn't really need any, especially with Herc and Torch and Nimrod. I don't need boost with them. You can play them regularly and smell any champion. And right here, fight is over. That was a good war in my opinion. That was a really good war. I think we did really well. 13 fights, no losses, and I believe we won this one. So had to take a picture of it because it was such a sight to see. So if you did like this video, if you can hit that like button, or if you're new here, you can hit that sub button. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all take care. Have a great and wonderful day.